Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
The Book of Clarence. Go.
I can't give this an
Go.
honest rating.
Go. Why not?
Well, to me, it's so much blasphemy. I can't even fucking get past that.
Well, they're not trying to. I don't think there's an attempt to just kind of recreate a narrative or to try to make some sort of like this is the real thing that happened. They're not doing that at all. So like, right?
I know. I'm trying to like think about it like a story too, and it's
The story is
it's a complete story. I don't really like the story. It's more just slap humor, but it's a complete story.
It's I wouldn't call it slappy. There's so many narratives here.
Yeah, there's obviously Black Hebrew Israelite point of view is here.
The Black Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if that's here, but
it's definitely there.
I don't think it is. I think like if you're saying something with black actors being used as these characters, is that what you're saying?
No, there's openly saying that the Israelites were black. They're going down that road.
No, I don't think I'm getting that at all. I don't think I don't think they're trying to say like, oh, these guys were black. They are black. I don't think they're trying to say that at all.
What?
Yeah.
We must have watched a different movie then.
Or one of us has better eyes and ears.
Okay. Go ahead and try and explain that.
Why all these characters were black? Is that what you're asking?
They're representing Jerusalem, and
did you not hear
the town?
Okay.
The town is all black except for the Romans who are white, and then one random homeless guy that's been wearing blackface for all his life. And then they clean him up and he looks like white Jesus.
Okay, well, I think the white Jesus thing is a counter narrative to like him being white Jesus. Like if you look at it realistically, historically, there's no way he's a lily white man, right?
And then
so that's one. The second thing
and then
is
the Messiah Jesus is black.
Yes.
They're going Black Hebrew Israelites.
I don't think they're going with that. I think the point was to add in their social narratives about black Americans, it seems like.
And here's the thing that screws up the whole Black Hebrew Israelites thing. King James Bible is wrong. And if you really want to know shit, you got to go down that road now that I present it. But that's for the audience.
Okay, I don't know how you didn't see the Romans as being like inner city cops that are mostly white dealing with like it's a stereotypical narrative, right? Of blacks beating up or killing white cops beating up and killing black citizens. Right? It's like a narrative politically that happens. I think they were using it for that. That's one of their main reasons for doing that.
Well, that's the same thing the Black Hebrew Israelites use it for.
Well, were they saying, hey, black people were rolling around smoking blunts and getting high and all that shit? Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know that.
The part of the claim is marijuana, as in hemp, has been around for thousands of years, and there's a lot of assumptions that Jesus smoked weed.
Yeah, Jesus didn't smoke weed in this movie.
But people did in the time frame.
Clarence,
according to the movie.
Clarence smoked and sold it. Meaning like that's modern day people like oh he's doing things to get by in life, which is another stereotypical narrative, right? He has to do this because he needs to put food on the table, and you know, he isn't nobody, man. He is someone. I am somebody. Like that type of shit. They're doing that here, which
Yes,
is
they are.
one of my biggest problems with the movie is it's like you're trying too hard, man. Like, holy shit. We accept you, man. Me, Jordan, representing the black community. We accept you, directors and writers that apparently need to feel black through a movie about Jesus' time period, by adding in your current day social narratives, which still don't make sense. Even in modern times, I don't think make too much sense, but they make even less sense in 30 something AD. Right? That's just me. Now, maybe I'm an asshole for that, or maybe like you ain't black. Like, well, I am. Sorry, but I am who I am. I don't try to play some role for people, which is what this writers and directors seem to be trying to do, in my opinion.
Was that Jeremy Renner playing the pilot?
Playing the pilot? What?
The Roman leader at
No,
the
it
end?
was
Or was that the guy
James.
from Professor X? That was
Yeah,
Professor X, wasn't it?
yes, James
Okay.
McAvoy, or James McAvoy, or
Okay.
however you say his last name. There's some things that logically don't make sense, all to lead. Like, I think the whole, once again, like a dorm room writing style, where like someone comes up with an idea while you're just sitting around listening to fucking music, smoking a joint, listening to music, and you're like, man, wouldn't it be a good idea if this happened? Right? You come up with that one idea, and you build an entire movie around it, and everything else before that doesn't make it makes very little sense, because there's no care for developing characters at all. Right? I get it. You're working from a world of abstraction, but you still need to make sense somewhere.
Well, explain how they failed to make characters.
Well, the Clarence guy, right? Our first time seeing him is him, right? He's like, "Fuck, I'll race you for some money so that I can pay this dude back, or whatever the fuck."
Mary Magdalene. Yeah, he
Or
was
or
racing Mary Magdalene.
or he maybe he's a gambler, right? And he borrowed, right? I think he owed money because of the chariot and shit. Okay, now I'm getting it. He owed money because of the chariot. So I guess he's like a gambler, and he's like, yo, I can win this race, beat Mary Magdalene, and then I'll make 2 times my money. But if he loses, which is what he did, and he crashes the chariot and all that shit, now he owes motherfucker money, right? He owes the dude's money. What's his name? Jebediah or some shit like that. He owes him money,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
Jebediah the Terrible.
So then his next plan is to become a messiah, right? To copy the messiah here, to make money off of it by getting donations from people and shit like that. But in order to, or actually, his first plan was to join the already existing
Be the
Jesus.
13th apostle.
Yes, that was his original plan. But
And they rejected
the
him.
only way to do it was to free all those slaves, right?
And then after he did that, they rejected him.
Yes, but I'm saying, like, during the fight, like, he's actually like some savage fucking fighter. Like, he's beating the shit out of people and shit. Or he's beating the shit out of this one dude who's supposed to be the best fucking gladiator that this slave owner guy has. So I'm like, first of all, why are you endangering yourself? Because if you lose, this guy kills you.
Well, it also
And
adopts the Islam. Okay.
The whole point of him doing that fight was to avoid being killed by Jebediah. But all he did was go into a fight where it's like, hey, you lose, you die. Like, so like he risked his life to risk his life. It doesn't make sense. I thought you were a guy who'd like fuck. The intimidating dude says he's gonna kill me unless I get his money in 30 days. So I better go, right, hustle up some money. Instead of doing that, he literally puts himself in, like, you are in danger zone now. You have the best gladiator of these guys fighting you for your life. Like, you will die if you lose type shit. So it's counterintuitive logic. It doesn't make sense for the character.
What
And
was he
but
was cornered into it though? Once he got there, it was either fight all of them or fight one guy. He couldn't like just leave.
oh, come on. But there's
That's the way they wrote it.
that's what I'm saying. It isn't like where like some sort of organic event happened in real life. Like, those are
Turns
actual.
out,
There's writers writing
tur-
that in there like that.
turns out, he just happened to be the best fighter in all of the
Yeah, apparently.
Israelites.
That's the other thing that doesn't make sense. But before that, it's like you're putting yourself in danger to avoid some other danger, right? It's you're avoiding one version of dying by the sword in order by entering another version of dying by a sword.
He's a
So
risk taker.
come on, no, it doesn't make sense. He's supposed to be like, from what I got from early on with the character, like, okay, he's supposed to be smart and like think his way out of things. But no, he actually went in there and did gladiator shit and won the fight.
Well, he knew he could beat the immortal.
But that doesn't make sense. Then if you can beat if you can beat that guy, then you can beat the fuck out of these guys.
Look, knowing is
It's
more
one
important.
dude and two other goons with him, right? One dude and two goons. You can just fuck them up. The way you fought the fucking gladiator dude, who's apparently actually invincible. Right?
Look, knowing is more powerful than believing.
That, once again, that narrative that they built up there didn't really go anywhere. Maybe there's some sort of symbolism to it, but my God, like, put a plot to it to where it's to where it makes more
It
sense.
was kind of built, and then it fell
Okay.
apart.
Where was it built?
He knows shit. Like, he knows there's no God. He knows that what you see is what you see, what you feel is what you feel, or like touch. He knows his five senses kind of thing. But he doesn't have hope. He doesn't have faith.
Okay.
And then, like, for some reason, like, that's rejecting God, but God was still with him.
Yeah, apparently. Like, I would, yeah, no problem with that.
Because
but
he was still doing good things, even though it was done, like, in a wrong way, without faith. He just knew it was the right thing to do. Like,
well,
there-
with the slaves.
this movie is rejecting morals.
Well, it's the slavery thing, which is another thing tied to what typical social ideas, which is where I'm looking at the writers and director like, hey man, you don't have to try to do that. Like, it seems like someone's trying to be black in front of me, and it's freaking me out. It's actually insulting. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, hey man, for slavery, he's knowingly against that. Like, okay, but with his other morals, they don't mean anything to him. Like, those don't matter. He just knows about his brothers. It's like, okay, it comes off as cheesy and like someone didn't think about it really, or they wrote poor storytelling to lead to some sort of eventual, I guess, dialogue by the characters at the very end when they're all being crucified.
So
Like,
the crucifix, the substituting him and Jesus never ended up getting sacrificed is a Muslim belief. Like, that's part of the belief is, well, Jesus outsmarted them and he had a pawn to take his place. And they
Well,
thought they crucified Jesus, but they didn't. He was too smart and he got away. So that's a play on the Muslim belief.
okay.
Because Jesus outsmarted them and he had a pawn to take his place. And they thought they crucified Jesus, but they didn't. He was too smart and he got away. So that's a play on the Muslim belief. 'Cause Jesus outsmarted them and he had a pawn to take his place. And they thought they crucified Jesus, but they didn't. He was too smart and he got away. So that's a play on the Muslim belief.
maybe I don't know that belief, but uh, maybe because it seemed like he was ready to go down, but then all these other motherfuckers replaced him first, to where he didn't even get a chance to do it. That's what the movie made me think. Right? Like he was hugging his fucking apostles and be like, well, in 3 days they will arrest me for this or that, right? But they actually don't because 10 motherfuckers are already being crucified. So maybe God set up Clarence, bro. Like, here you go. We're gonna make you walk on water so that you have no choice but to get wrecked. And then we'll let actual Jesus be cool. Like, he'll be fine. But he'll
And
bring you
then he'll
back, don't worry.
resurrect you.
Yeah, don't worry, he'll
Yeah.
resurrect you. But yeah, there's golly, there's certain abstractions that are in the movie that don't really do anything. Like the lighting of the eyes made more sense to me of Clarence and and the girl he
I, wa-
loves. That made more sense to
I
me
wasn't
than them
I
just.
wasn't hearing what they were saying. Were you hearing what they were saying while that was happening?
They're kind of saying what they see about each other, what they feel about each other, kind of
Oh, okay.
in that moment.
Okay.
And
A
like that,
twinkle in her tooth.
I don't know if that was on purpose, but whatever. Uh, that made more sense to me than them smoking a hookah. Maybe there's like opium in it or something, and they actually start flying away. To where it's like random abstractions rather than like certain things are grounded, other things are just pure abstractions, and it's just like you gotta put Earth somewhere on here, like put the ground somewhere so we can like touch the ground and be like, okay, here's our settled logic, and here's our head in the clouds thing. They I don't think they really established that really, which is why certain things.
That was when he got his big bright idea the first time.
Yeah, but it was just like a cool music video rather than something that was, dare I say, something that would hit home with the audience. Right? I think a lot of things that they could have smashed over the head of the audience. I think they missed out on it for whatever reason. It is what it is.
That's
Uh,
bad.
yeah, I think the people try too hard for these things, or it's you know calculated for trying to retain a certain type of audience, which is also which is creepy. But they didn't exactly land for me. Sorry, sorry. Do better writing. Sorry, do better directing. Sorry, it is what it is. Oh, also one thing I want to point out: the fucking dance scene. Get rid of dance scenes, bro. You don't need them. Get rid of them,
What are
bro.
you what are you talking about, dude? You're black. Why don't you like dancing?
I was looking to take this movie seriously, and they were like, "Nah,
You wanted more
fuck that."
swimming scenes, right?
Uh,
That's why they had him walk on water, because no black man is swimming. It ain't happening.
but I was gonna expect some goofy shit, right? Some silly shit, but I was looking forward to some sort of vigor. What's the word? Whatever of something like
It starts with an
concrete.
N.
Okay, now you're reaching too hard to make black jokes. Right?
You said it.
Maybe James McAvoy. Maybe the Romans were a symbol for your fandom of 300. Maybe that's why they were acting the way they were acting. Maybe that's the reason. But anyways, I will give this movie.
What about Spartans? They were Romans.
Yeah, you like shirtless white men with fake six packs, CGI six packs,
Why'd you bring
chucking
up 300?
spears because your love of Romans.
What did that have to do with this movie?
I don't know. Something about you with weird looking white dudes and with eyeliner on. Something about it. Just yeah. Anyways,
Oh, you're coming up with a white joke. I get it.
see that? Look at that.
Right.
Anyways, jeez.
Or are you going to give it an 8.5?
Oh my god, he's still reaching with the race jokes. It's actually crazy.
How's that a race joke?
Why would I give it an 8.5?
I
Exactly.
don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. Uh,
You can't score this shit either.
I can. I am scoring it. It's a 6.6, 6.7. That territory. It's below mediocre. There's plenty of things did not make sense. I understand you're trying to put messaging in there. That's for me. I'll appreciate it, even though I think your message sucks ass. But I think your earlier messages suck ass. Your later messages hit more for me better because it's more all encompassing instead of just being targeting a certain identity group. But it's still below mediocre. No, I don't think there's anything at the end of the movie that could save it from where it was. So
I'm gonna
6.6.
I'm gonna give it a 0.0 because it's. Hold on, I guess it's rice rocket season around me, man.
Yeah, Street Racers, bro. What's going on here?
That was just one. I saw another one earlier today.
Are you watching Fast and the Furious in the background?
Shut up. No.
Don't lie to us.
I give it a
Not good.
0.0 for blasphemy, and you dirty heathens need to go take a bath and wash that off. Because apparently that's how it works. You just wash the black away. You
Okay.
told us the secret.
He's still reaching racially. It's crazy.
Well, that's what the movie wanted me to reach racially, me to show my true Roman colors.
No, you already showed it when you said you liked the roundhead, so stop right there.
That's Sparta, not Rome.
Same difference, bro. Dudes in
Oh,
clothes.
I'm sorry. Gentiles or Gentiles, right?
Dudes would
You gonna call
capes
the
on doing
the
subtly
goys
homosexual
getting
things.
uppity?
Like
The goys getting uppity.
dudes with capes on doing subtly homosexual things. Like yeah, that's what you're a fan of. I get it. Anyways, yeah, you said you can't rate it as a movie, so whatever.
No, I changed it. I give it a 0.0. It's blasphemy, and the heathens
Okay,
will like it.
that's not a real grade, so we'll move on.
Yes, it is.
That is not a real grade because
Zero point
we've
zero.
seen some bad movies here. We've seen actually bad movies, right? Of course we have. And guess what? You'll pick this movie over those things, guaranteed. So we'll let it lie right there. We'll say you don't recommend it. We'll go with that. Me
I'll say
personally,
0.0. Blasphemy.
I
Blasphemy rules.
God, I don't see a point to watch this movie. I understand, like I say watch it for curiosity purposes. Other than that, there's no reason for me. For me personally, that's my
If you
opinion.
want
Honest
to
opinion.
burn in hell, watch this movie.
Yeah, if you if you belong to a megachurch, do not watch this movie. All right, there you go. There's our review of. I don't think anyone else is here. Jesse,
All right, let's watch the
had to.
Mormons do polygamy now.
Is Jesse or Anthony here? Yeah, they're both out. All right. There's our review of the Book of Clarence. Yeah.